Every time it does this, what the heck is happening? Oh, hey, look at that, guys! The timelines have aligned tonight.
He got in right as the intro started.
Wow,
I didn't hear
always
anything.
here.
I was freaking out for a minute. I was like, "Is my phone broken?"
No. You just didn't know we had an intro.
Apparently, I didn't hear any music. I didn't hear any sound though. That's the thing.
Oh, you didn't hear it at all?
No, I
No.
didn't hear any sound. It was weird.
Well, welcome everybody to the real Talking Nerds. We're all here at the beginning.
We're back,
Hopefully for a
baby.
full show. We're back, baby. Yes, and happy Independence Day week, guys. Happy Freedom Week,
Mhm.
Freedom Month.
Yes.
God bless the USA. Wish we had
This
our
is
little
the
clap
real
shot.
Pride month. This is the real Pride month.
It's
guys.
the real Pride
Yes.
Month. There you go.
Pride in our country.
Sorry that your birthday's in June, Nick. July is the better month.
Yeah.
Isn't that I saw a funny meme today, or I guess you could qualify it as a meme. It was like, isn't it sad that if someone's flying an American flag, you have a pretty good idea which party they're going to vote for? It's really sad.
True.
Yeah,
Unless they're like old school Democrats.
Right.
the only good Democrats are the old school Democrats.
Yeah. They started this downward trend.
Yeah, that's fair.
Fair
They're
enough.
weak. They're soft. They're a bunch of softies.
Yep.
Soon I will
Um,
have my flag hanging again, Tyler, so you can see a hanging flag once again.
Proud
There
of
you
you.
go.
Can't wait.
There you go. And I unfortunately have the worst Marvel poster possible. This is the all new, all different one. Doesn't even have Wolverine. It doesn't have Professor
What?
X. It doesn't have like any of the X-Men. I don't even think. Yeah, which is super lame. But yeah, welcome back. Have you guys been keeping up with the whole Dr. Disrespect stuff happening?
Yes.
No.
Zach? All right, he got sucked into a vortex.
No, I'm here. Sorry, I'm trying to do dishes, pack a bag, take care of the cat.
Yeah, he really is in different multiverses right now. But
yes, I'm doing multiple things at once right now. No, kind of. I haven't seen any updates lately, except that he definitely probably messaged a girl that he may or may not have known the age of that was definitely underage, and he said things he shouldn't have.
Here's the thing. So he has admitted on Twitter, like 4 or 5 days ago, that he did knowingly message a minor. He used the word minor. He edited it out of his tweet and then edited it back in, and people noticed this.
Oh,
however,
that's bad.
In a couple days ago, we found out that Twitch set him up. The minor was actually a Twitch employee who was of age. So Twitch is kind of to blame for this whole thing. Doesn't excuse, obviously, his actions because he thought he was talking to a minor. But still, technically, he's done nothing wrong or illegal in any way.
And
he didn't
that's
send
probably
pictures.
why he got paid out.
Except for the intent.
Right.
Yes, it's
except
the
for the
intent.
intent. So, yes. So we don't condone that.
That's why Twitch paid the rest of his contract, because they were like, all right, our bad.
Yes.
We honeypotted you, but you definitely would have been okay with it if it wasn't a honeypot.
But at the end of the day, screw Twitch too.
Yeah.
Because they only did that because of who he was.
Right.
That is the only reason they baited him. So screw them. Everybody should boycott Twitch, even though we're streaming on Twitch right now. Freaking yeah, they're a bunch of losers like everybody else in big tech. But yeah, he's lost all his partnerships. He's lost all his friends. So yeah, I mean, you kind of feel bad for him.
His family.
You feel bad for him only because this was in 2017 and he's paid for his, sins essentially.
And that's
Yeah,
also
and
I
I
think
don't-
before he cheated on his wife too.
Right.
Right. So maybe he was in a bad place. No, and look, like I know some people were like, Nick, why didn't you stand up for him? And it's like Nick's already in a very precarious position.
Nick Merckx had
Yeah, he's drawing a hard line against that. So it's like, what do you expect him to do publicly? Like he has to separate himself because he got in hot water for saying leave the kids alone. And Doc was literally messing with the kids. So it's like, what do you expect? And that's just I wouldn't associate I wouldn't knowingly associate with a pedophile.
No, it's true. I mean, he wasn't really friends with him that well anyways. It was more Tim the Tap Man, but
it was really interesting how quickly everybody screamed. Oh, I mean, we just play video games together. It's not like I knew the guy.
Like honestly, Tim the Tap Man actually looked sad about it. He worked with kids who were sexually assaulted. So obviously it impacted him.
Yeah, that was his first job or one of his first jobs before he was actually a streamer.
Right. But Nick Merckx truthfully did not know him very well.
Yeah.
He did only stream with him a few times, met him once in real life. He had the best response. He was streaming and he talked about it, and it's like, what do you guys want me to do? Like I don't have any connection to this. You know, obviously I think it's bad, but like, you know, what do you want me to say? It's like
it's bad.
Yeah, stop giving me grief about it. He's not my friend. I love Nick Merckx. He's great. And he's like one of the true, like, honest
he got banned
people.
on Twitch too, for saying tranny.
Yeah.
He's I guess I probably shouldn't have said that on Twitch.
Yeah, well, whatever. I don't really care if we get banned on Twitch. But he's a Chad. He's a Chad, base Chad. So I like Nick Merckx a lot. But yeah, that's too bad. He was supposed to be one of the good ones. And he was one of the pedo.
I think that it brings up a good point though, where it's like ultimately you're not supposed to put your faith in influencers, people, whatever. There's only one person you should be putting your faith in, and they no longer live on this earth as a human. So I think that's
and he's the 45th president of the United States now.
And his name is John Cena.
Did you guys watch that? No, but you're 100% right though.
Yes.
Right. But did you guys watch that video I sent, the Donald Trump hype video with Jump?
I had seen it on Twitter. It was good.
Yeah.
Oh, that was awesome.
Yeah.
I was super
really
pumped listening.
No, okay, so there's this, I think I might have told you guys about it before. There's this taxidermy artist on Instagram that my boss found, and he makes taxidermy squirrels that are warriors. So I think Redwall, right, when I see them.
Oh, sure.
Like all the Redwall books. So, and he does like, you know, Indians and Aztecs and U.S. military, but he specializes mainly in Indians and woodsmen. But he just released a video on Instagram yesterday where it's a Donald Trump squirrel, and he did an AI voiceover of Donald Trump's voice about how, you know, America has the best squirrel taxidermists and Joe Biden could never get squirrels as good as these, and Trump's gonna make America squirrel taxidermy great again. I was like, that's hilarious, and I want that now. Yeah. We're trying to convince our CEO that the office needs a squirrel warrior for the office, and he's yet to be convinced of that. But we're going to show him this video when he gets back from vacation, and maybe that'll help.
Nice. Well, that's interesting. Yeah, the debate happened last week too, and we got some fun memes out of that. Of course, my favorite moment was when he's like, I don't know what he just said. I don't think he knows what he just said.
Hands down the best part of the debate.
And then, of course, the great argument they had about golf. That was fantastic.
Yeah, I was passionate. Gonna say, I don't know, the golf debate.
We're not children here, all right?
Dude, the fact that Trump got to tell Biden, let's quit acting like children.
It's so good.
So good. Because that's Trump's signature move, is to act like a child.
I know. It's so good.
And I do love I don't know what he just said. I don't think I like that line, but also you're not a 6 handicap. I know your swing. You're not that.
Yeah,
like,
I know your swing.
so
Yeah. It is good.
And I
like,
forget what he
who
was
Joe...
talking about, but he was talking about something, and Biden's like, "Yeah, we killed that," and Trump was like, "Yeah, you killed it. You destroyed it or something." Medicare. Yes, that's right. It was Medicare.
Yeah. He's like, "Yeah, you destroyed it." But no, who is Joe Biden trying to convince that he can carry his own golf clubs for 18 holes? I know you can't carry it for one. I bet you Trump could carry it for more holes than you can. Yep. Also, Donald Trump literally drives his cart onto the greens, which I don't know how much y'all know about golf etiquette. That is like a big no-no. You do not drive the golf cart onto the greens. And Trump's like, screw that. I own the greens. I'm going to drive my cart on the greens.
He's got 2 American flags waving in the back. Eagles flying overhead. Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, to be fair, he's probably doing it on his own golf course. But yes,
exactly. That's what I'm saying.
That is against
he owns it, so who's going to tell him don't do it?
Right.
Also, just the compilation of facial expressions between the two of them the whole night. It's priceless. So, yeah. At least he didn't get assassinated. Good. It's one good thing.
Yeah, like Harry Simpson wants. Oh, so you're saying Biden can send in SEAL Team 6 and he's acting under his normal powers of presidency? Sounds like that's what he should do. Trump's head of Secret Service. Yeah, you can expect a visit from the Secret Service now.
Yeah, that's illegal to say that.
Idiot.
You cannot say, I want to kill the blank blank of the blank blank.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And the best part is too is like you've got Biden then going up the next day. I respect the Supreme Court, and I've always respected the Supreme Court, but this is ridiculous and blah blah blah. Dude, you literally brag about how you got around the Supreme Court for student loan forgiveness. So I don't think you actually respect the Supreme Court respectfully.
Yeah.
So
disrespectfully.
Exactly.
Respect the court. Respect it. Yeah. Yeah. So also more Hack-olyte. But who's been watching House of the Dragon here? Just me and Bluey.
2/3 of the way through the first episode.
Ooh. Man. Good stuff is happening right now. I am very hyped. And
this week's episode kind of boring, except
no, I was just talking about this though. Like Game of Thrones is not about the battles. It's about the drama, the political drama throughout the whole thing, the setting up of all this stuff. Every conversation matters, every little thing that happens on screen is there for a reason, and the stuff that they're building is pretty cool. I don't know how it ends, obviously, but like, I don't have some knowledge of where they're building it to, but it's just like, it's pretty dope. And, yeah, some of the character development, like the end of the last episode, it's like nothing matters. Like everything matters. I should say one little thing will affect everything, and it all goes spiraling down. Everybody's just looking for an excuse to take power to kill somebody, right? But no matter what you do to try to fix it, doesn't matter. It's too late. It's always too late. And it's just, man, I wish I could talk about it, but we'll get there eventually. So House of Dragon is keeping me going right now, in terms of TV shows. So, and Demon Slayer, but that just ended, the latest arc, and it was fire.
Amazing.
Fire. So we're hyped for the next arc, which is going to be a 3-movie, a trilogy arc.
Interesting.
So very excited for that.
When's that come out?
Probably starting next year, I would assume.
Yeah.
Gotcha. I'll have to try to catch up by then.
Yeah. So I guess, Nick, you want to start with your weeks? You've been, you're getting pretty close to the end of Attack on Titan.
Yeah, it was a slow week. I did watch. I'm almost to the first episode of House of Dragon. Don't know what to say there. Yeah, that's it. But and I don't know
so far, I guess, of House of the Dragon.
It's pretty good. I mean, Damon is awesome as always, and Yeah, just like they just talked to the one guy about doing something to the one-eyed kid, Amond.
Yes,
and I was
yes.
like, this is not going to work out well for them.
Oh, son for a son.
Blood
Yeah.
and cheese. Yeah.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I don't know what's happened yet. But I just know it's not gonna be good for
Dude,
the rat guy.
His expression in the next episode. Was it the next episode? Oh, perfect. It is so good. There is a great scene between Rhaenyra, and Daemon, and it's all expressions. No words are said. It's just a bunch of expressions. You're like, oh no, it's so good. Daemon doesn't do as much so far this season, but he's still the best character easily. Like,
yeah,
it's great.
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't think I got any further in Attack on Titan. I was out of town, so
Okay.
I haven't really done much. But yeah, that's about it.
So you're what, episode 2 or 3 of season 4 still?
Episode 2, yes,
Okay.
of season 4. Oh yeah, we watched Spectre. We did watch. I haven't seen that for a while. So
is that on?
That's
Apple TV?
on Prime.
Spectre. I don't remember that one.
Yeah, it's the one I've seen the least. It's all right.
I might need to get Apple TV because there's actually a lot of good shows on there. We started watching Monarch, the Godzilla show, which I heard was dumb, but I mean, it is kind of dumb, but it was enjoyable. With Gracie's parents, but I have not gotten to watch it since. But I've heard some really good shows around there. So maybe when somebody gets a new Apple device, you get 3 months free. So let me know. But yeah. Cool. Zach. All right. Bluey.
I'm here. My hands are in the sink. All right. You got to give me about 5 seconds to dry them off.
Oh, because you're muted. I see.
It's because you went with the wrong name. It's the Flash.
Exactly. No. So let's see. This week, I just watched the first episode of Suits. Not really nerd dumb, but I've just heard really good things about it.
Is that the Meghan Markle one?
Yeah.
No,
I've actually watched
the one about lawyers.
Meghan
Markle's in it.
Oh, she is?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Which character is she?
I don't know. I've never seen it.
Oh, okay.
She's the whore, apparently.
Yeah, probably the worst character. Just look for that character.
Yeah. No, so I did that. Let's see. Liz and
You'll know when you meet her.
Watched what we watched. Oh, we're working our way through Bridgerton still. Fell off. I'm not a fan of this season.
Yeah.
And I've been listening to the next in the Defiance of the Fall lit RPG series. That's pretty much it. I'm prepping for a big project that starts in August, so I've been working a lot on that, and then getting ready for the holiday. We have in-laws in town, so yep.
Nice.
That's about it. Pretty straightforward week.
Bluey.
I have been fully involved in House of Dragon. The memes, the everything about it.
Page.
Yep. I haven't really gamed much this week. Kind of been a busy week. But Demon Slayer, just finished that up. I think what else did I do? Yeah, that's really about it. Kind of been a slow week for me, honestly.
Nice. Well, you know what I've been doing.
What have you been doing? Let us know.
Shadow of the Erdtree, obviously. Elden Ring. Haven't got to play it as much, but I did stream a little bit. Honestly, I probably shouldn't have streamed the last 2 streams because it was kind of boring stuff. It was, again, this game or this DLC is mostly exploring. There's not a lot of, it feels like a big empty space to me. But I haven't really gotten to the best parts, I think. I mean, I don't know. I just haven't really seen any bosses. I fought one major boss so far. I've attempted to fight some dragons, and that didn't work out for me. But yeah, there's a lot of cool weapons though. Lots of cool new talismans. So I'm excited to keep playing, and it looks beautiful. Looks gorgeous.
It does.
But yeah, honestly, I would say it's even better looking than the base game. Not just like, I wouldn't say as far as like the design or not even the design, the graphics. The graphics are the same, but the design, the way it looks is better. Just the landscape is cooler. So yeah, lots of Elden Ring, and Sons of the Forest, of course, still getting eaten by cannibals. So that's fun. House of the Dragon. Let's see. Let's list all the shows I'm watching right now. Demon Slayer's done, so whatever. House of the Dragon. I got Hack-olyte. Still. Yep. We'll go over that soon. I just finished up Smiling Friends season 2 is done, so finish that up. Rick and Morty season 7. I still got to finish that one. I'm in the middle of season 5 of Doctor Who. New Who. With Matt Smith. And then I got My Hero Academia I got to get back to. So lots of shows on my plate. But yeah. So, and wedding planning, lots of that too. So, but yeah, not much beyond that. So let's get into some Hack-olyte. Zach, have you watched it at all? 5 seconds.
Not since the second episode, no. But I mean, okay. I've been keeping up enough to know what's going on.
Yeah. Well, not much has changed. We're still at 14% audience score on Rotten Tomatoes. So that's great. I think top critic 72. That really hasn't moved much. But the audience score, usually audience score dives really far down at first, and then the shills try to bring it back up, but it's only went up 1%. It was down to like I think it was down to 13% before, so only went up 1. Still the worst rated Star Wars thing ever, worse than the holiday special, which I think sits at like 20 something percent, or maybe in the late teens, maybe, I don't know. Which I've never seen, but I kind of want to watch it now. Something
just
better.
Have something to look forward to.
Yeah, to cleanse my palate for Star Wars. Boba Fett is in that too. That was like his first big moments. I think he was revealed in the holiday special, and then he showed up in Empire. So, right, he was in Empire. Yes. Yeah. So anyways, it's at 14%. So we're gonna just jump right into it. We're gonna try to get through 2 episodes, episode 3 and 4. So I'm gonna share my screen. And yep, all right. Media player. Okie dokie. So and I kind of want to just.
They also changed their episode naming scheme, if you didn't notice.
Yeah,
I did see that. Yeah,
the last 2 episodes were called Day and Night, so that's creative. But yeah, so episode 3, Destiny, the best episode so far. Lots of great things happen in this episode. I gotta move you guys over here so I can see it better. But it starts with a little recap of last episode. Then we get a little. We go back in time. And
Avatar?
ironically, this yeah, right. The Tree of Life.
Where's the blue people?
Where are the blue people? This tree actually looks like a tree from Elden Ring DLC, so I guess that's a positive. But But who do we see but young Osha and young May too? And I think they're actually different actors. They look a little bit different from each other. So I think they found 2 different actors. Maybe they're sisters. I don't know.
Maybe they're twins. Yeah.
Maybe. I found it kind of surprised me that Sir Eric and Sir Attic from House of the Dragon are actually twins in real life too. I thought it was the same actor, but they're identical twins. So that was pretty cool.
Oh, it was pretty cool, but don't spoil.
That's it. I mean, I know who they are, but
nothing else will come out of my mouth. Just Hack-olyte. So of course we got to have the stereotypical good twin and bad twin. We have this little jellyfish floating.
Do we have to?
Yeah, I mean, I guess so. She's like, ooh, cool. And she's like, gross. And then she tries to kill it. It's like, oh, well, that's like to show us which one's the good one, which one's the bad one, obviously. As if you couldn't tell from them being like, Osha, May. We had to get a visual representation of why May is evil.
Which one's the psychopath?
Right. Which we'll get to. It gets far worse. It gets far worse. And this show doesn't make sense after this episode, and it still doesn't make sense after seeing episode 5. So yeah. But we find this lady comes up to them and they're like, who's this lady?
Devil.
Could it be like their mentor? We'll find out. And she's like, you shouldn't be alone out here. You know, something bad could happen. And they're like, haha, you're so silly. But as I don't want to go play it or anything, but this guy shows up. We find out it's Saul being a little creeper around the corner. So clearly the Jedi are looking for these 2 young people, probably because they're Force sensitive. That would be a good reason. But instead of being like direct, they're gonna be all sneaky about it. And clearly they're spying, and clearly this mystery lady knows something's afoot.
You know who that is? That's Dr. Disrespect right there.
Too soon.
Too soon. Then we get this image. We find out, first of all, what the Hack-olyte intro is. It's these 2 moons, and one's blue and one's red, representing the light and the dark. Symbolism. Then we see this like really cool looking fort that's made out of stone, super high tech. It's made out of stone and metal.
Remember that.
Later.
Made out of stone and metal. It's in a mountain made of stone. Okay. Glad we cleared that up. So they're out doing their thing, blah, blah, blah. And we get introduced to this lady. Great spot there. We were like, oh, this lady looks like her mom. Kind of. Almost.
Right.
Guess again. No. We find out this is her mother, the horned lady, even though they look nothing like her. And this is their
not even
father?
The same race.
Surrogate or not surrogate? I don't even know.
Basically, they're arguing about like they shouldn't be out, blah, blah, or whatever. And she's like, I created them, or I birthed them, or something like that. And then this one on the right, or I carried them. Yeah, you're right. And this one's like, I created them. All right, so lots to unpack here. Obviously, clearly Palpatine was misguided by Plagueis, because obviously Anakin was not the first one created by the Force. There were 2 twins, and they happened to be DEI twins. So, you know, continuing that thread thread. That's gonna come up here in a bit.
Oh boy, nice
yes.
That thread. But yeah, so Anakin it turns out he's not the first Force-born child, conceived child. Some random witch on a planet created two beings, and somehow Palpatine and Plagueis didn't know about it. They should have come up to these guys and asked them for advice, because then they could have probably figured out immortal life. But oh well. So yeah, we find this out, and then they're like,
yeah, wouldn't you think that'd be flipped? That she carried them and the other one created them?
No, because she's powerful and she's got to be the creator here, obviously.
Right.
So we get to our first little witch cult meeting, and I just love that they're trying to make the witches throughout the entire episode and series, because you can't tell me. I mean, something happened here, and we'll get into that, but something happened that made the Jedi be the evil ones in this situation. But you cannot convince me that they are, because they're Jedi, and these guys are witches. Guess what? Witches are bad. This isn't Harry Potter. They're bad.
Right.
They're also terrible singers, but we'll get to that. But they're trying to make them look like good guys, even though clearly they're the evil ones in this world. And they're doing a little training session, and she's like, the power of two is stronger than the power of one. And basically, I think it's here when she talks about the Force is actually the thread. It's called the thread. And that's what they access. They access the power of the thread, and they use it for very selfish reasons.
Rebranding here.
Yeah. There's a theme of selfishness, by the way, with these people throughout this entire thing, and they're hypocrites. Hypocritical.
What do you mean, these people?
These people. What do you mean?
Whoa.
You know what I mean. So she's like trying to show him. It's supposed to be like this lighthearted scene where it's like, oh, it's like Luke Skywalker training. No. These people are evil. They're straight up evil. And it's not like lightsaber training with a droid thingy. They're literally like shoving people over and being like, see what you can do? You can bully people. It's like, okay, whatever. So they're doing their thing. These ladies, it's so stupid. They're trying so hard, but the lady is more powerful.
That's the look we're giving this entire show.
So they're basically trying to train them to become part of this race or this cult and this like family. And they're not really giving them much of a choice in this whole thing. It's kind of peer pressuring overall. And yeah. What was it? Oh, another thing is they conceive these children, and they're trying to bring them into this group to be the next generation, but it's like there's only 2 of them. So are you going to make more, or is this it? Can only the leaders make children? Can only the black lady create children? How does this work? It doesn't really make sense. Your plan is terrible, but good luck. So they're doing their thing, and Osha is just really not feeling it. She's like, I don't like this whole thing. I'm not sure this is for me. And I don't. I guess maybe it's a later scene, but they're talking about like spice creams, or something like that, like ice cream, but spice. It's like, you do realize, lesbian headlamp, that spice is a drug in this universe, and you're implying that children are eating it. Okay. I don't know if you know what that means. But maybe it's a different thing. Maybe it's just coincidence that it's spice. But yeah, so they're doing that, and she's trying. This is where she drops the line. Power. What is it again? Power is not for everybody, but it's such a dumb line. But it's like it's those. Whatever. But it's the line from the trailer, about power and those who deserve to use it or whatever. And it's just like, okay, is this saying that only women can use the Force? Is that what you're trying to say right now? Okay, alrighty.
Well, just wait till you get to know who the Force is. Right.
We do find out that the Force is female, though. Finally confirmed, the Force is female. It was called many years ago, and it has finally come to fruition. And they're doing, whatever, their thing. She's being a creep. This doesn't really matter. Here's the spice cream part. It's so dumb. I cannot begin to express how terrible the dialogue in this show is. It is awful. And these actors, probably the worst actors you could have picked. And not only them, but their older versions, played by the twerking lady. She was pre-casted. She didn't even audition for this. They created the role for her. So that kind of tells you really all you need to know. But the dialogue is so bad in this show. So they're doing whatever. Basically, you're starting to get the picture that Osha doesn't really want to be here, and May is like, you're stupid. And later we'll get a good threat from her on that whole thing. So now begins the best part of the episode. The witches are doing their little ceremony, so that Osha and May can be inducted. Is that the right word? Into their cult. And they start singing. They were very proud of this, what they created here. But since we can't play it, we're just gonna do it for you. You guys ready?
No.
Ready? 3, 2, 1. The power of
one.
The power of 2. The power of Nelly.
Sneak peek. That's really close to what it sounds like.
I think we did better, actually. I think we did
with the delay.
With the delay. There was screeching and cackling, all sorts of stuff going on in the background here. And they're like, oh, it was supposed to be like, a bunch of different ethnic voices combined into one. But clearly they didn't practice together because they're all across the world. Because this was awful, and they were very proud of it, and they released it on Spotify, so you can go listen to it.
Actually, that's my nightmare that you just played.
Yeah, it was really, really bad. Laughable. Everything is laughable in this, but this was knee slapper, and they're like convulsing and doing weird things, and then they bring the children in, and they're like, "All right, you ready?" You can obviously tell who's who here.
It's truly satanic.
Oh yeah, this is very satanic, and again, they're trying to make this seem like this is what you should be rooting for in this. This is the good side. It's very twisted, and they're basically like, "All right, you guys want to do this?" And May's like, "Totally." And then they do a little weird convulsing stuff, and then they put a tattoo on May's head, and she's so happy. And then they're like, Osha,
when do I get my horns like you, Mommy?
Osha, are you ready? And she's like, yeah, very convincing. And they're like, okay, good enough for me. But wait, before we do this, there's a distraction. These witches pull out combo. What do you call these?
Compound.
Compound bows.
Yeah.
Whatever they're called.
Yeah.
This is Star Wars, and they're pulling out bow and arrows from the 21st century Earth. That was super random. I was shocked. This is the first time I was shocked in this show. I was like, oh, what? Okay. They don't have magic powers. They have just bows and arrows.
Yeah, they could have used the
thread.
The thread.
But you remember what Omega used? Omega's like bow and arrow.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, they could have used that. Omega.
The gayest character in Star Wars.
Not after this show.
Not after this show. So they pull their bows and like, who could it be? It's the Jedi. And Tommen Baratheon is his actual age finally. He's not some creepy old man who kills himself. This man bun is awful. I don't know who told him that was a good idea.
Yeah,
but
it's like they shaved his head.
I don't think Jedis have mirrors, so what are you gonna do? But yeah, so the Jedi come in, and man, I wish I could play this because of how freaking stupid. Can I put? I don't have subtitle files. Oh well. So basically they're like, you know, we were coming and, you know, like this is our job. We're supposed to find worthy candidates across the galaxy. So like we just happen to be in the area. They're totally lying, obviously, because they literally they hacked their system. That's what the witches say. Which is bizarre. Why would they need to hack their system if they're the Jedi? They could literally just come up and be like, hey, we sense you have force-sensitive kids, and we're the Jedi. You know, this is kind of our thing. Why would they need to hack the system? So that's kind of like strike one here for the Jedi. Then we get strike two, where Trinity is like, you know, we can do, like, you can't tell us no. They're like basically asking for the children. They're hiding the children. They're like, we don't have children. What are you talking about? They're like, we obviously know you have children, so stop lying to us. And her line, she basically says, you can't really stop us. We are here to train your kids. And then she follows it up with your permission. Why would you say you cannot stop us? We're the Jedi. This is what we do. And then with your permission, we would like to take them. It doesn't really matter. You're the Jedi. Polite. You don't need to ask for permission. It's very nice of you, but why would you say one thing and then say another? It's just stupid.
Yeah, regardless of whether they need to ask for permission or not, if you set it up one way and then immediately go back on it, that just what was the point of saying it
exactly. So I mean, they really don't have to put up with the bullshit here. They're Jedi, you know, they can do what they want to do. And so this lady decides to take Tom and Breath. Well, the kids come out, and Soul is like, "Do you want to be a Jedi?" And they're like, "Yeah." Well, at least Osha
I don't know what you said, but okay.
But okay, I don't speak English. They're stupid bows.
I don't know what he said. I don't think anyone knows what he said.
I don't think anybody knows what he said. He literally hands her his lightsaber. What a stupid idea. This guy's a master, a Jedi master. He hands his lightsaber to some kid from the witches. And what is Queen Witch's response? I don't even know if we can we get it? Oh yeah, here we go. Yeah, well there he goes. There he hands the lightsaber. What an idiot. That guy, she could literally turn that on and kill you.
Right in his face.
I don't even know if we're gonna get this. So I can't get the screenshot, but but she basically takes over him, does something weird. His eyes turn black, and he falls over. And it's like, okay, now is probably a good time to ignite your lightsabers and kill all these people, because they literally just assaulted. I guess he's a Padawan at this point, but a Jedi. You don't know what they just did to him, but they did something that wasn't nice. And you have pretty good reason to just slaughter these people now, or at least pull the lightsabers out.
Not just the women. Oh wait, yeah, just the women.
Oh, actually, yeah.
Oh.
I mean, there are children here, but I guess whatever.
Take
but
them
no,
with you.
they're trying to be diplomatic. I mean, it's like no wonder the Jedi are stupid. Like, no wonder that the Jedi like let Palpatine, like, didn't see Palpatine, because they're all idiots. They're blind. And they're, yeah, I don't know, whatever, stupid. But she's like, okay, we'll come to tomorrow to your ship and we'll have them tested. It's like, okay, what was the point of all this? It's so dumb. And she's like, I don't like this. And then Osha's like, I want to be a Jedi. And and then there's this lady. By the way, the Hack-olyte Twitter account posted a picture of her, and they're like, character of the week. You're like, who?
Yeah, who is this?
Who is this lady?
Who's that?
Oh yeah, she said that one thing in that one episode. Right. Okay. So they're like, we need to kill the Jedi. The mother, the horny lady, literally says, they're just 4 Jedi. No one will notice they're missing. I'm sorry. What? 3 of them are Jedi Masters? Not to mention, they would notice if Jedi are missing, first of all. But 3 Jedi Masters, and you, like, are you, what? Stupid. And yeah, so they're like, we can't kill them. But then she talks to the kids, and Osha's like, I want to be a Jedi. And she's like, you do whatever you want to do, but I don't want you to be a Jedi. And it's like, okay, the irony of this is insane, because you were literally just forcing them to be, she's trying to insinuate that the Jedi are forcing her to be a Jedi, when she was literally forcing them to be witches in a cult that they can never leave, ever. They're there for life. So I assume the irony is supposed to, like, yeah, she's evil, but I don't know about that. I think they actually truly just don't understand writing. So yeah, she's like, all right, whatever, we're gonna go do the testing. She's the evil lady. They go to the ship. She kind of has.
They said that they would pretend to fail or whatever,
Right?
Or fail on purpose.
And she's like, I'm not gonna do that. May's like, you better, or else I'll kill you.
These are children.
Okay.
I'm gonna kill you, my sister.
Which children?
Well, so May goes first. She does her thing. She comes out. Clearly, she lied, because they're like, oh yeah, she's not force sensitive. She failed the test. Osha comes in. At first, she lies. She's obviously failing. But then they're like, they convince her, you need to tell the truth. And then she's like, yeah, okay. Like, what do you want to do? I want to be a Jedi. So she does the test, and she passes. And Kanaka's like, yeah. And
buddy.
This, by the way, is the most we'll ever see of Kanaka. Maybe. I mean, there could be a there's got to be another flashback episode at whatever it is. Maybe tonight. Who knows? Maybe we'll finally get some answers 3 episodes later. But May's like, Osha didn't lie. This is how they talk. I am not just doing the voice. That is how they talk. Ugh. So she's like, okay, well, you're in trouble, young lady. I'm paraphrasing a lot. But yeah, so this is the spot where she's literally like, you can do whatever you want, but like, I want you to be a witch.
Which,
I know she's
within
like
the bounds of witchery, you can do whatever you want.
So this is where it gets real stupid. This is where the level of stupidity kind of climaxes. Osha has this book. I don't even remember what the book is for. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Because May is like, are you leaving? And she's like, yeah. She's like, well, I'm going to kill you then. Oh. Wait. Your method of keeping her there is killing her? I mean, I guess that'll work. Yeah. She's not going to go anywhere when she's dead. But weird flex, I guess, but okay. So she's like, I'm going to kill you. And then she grabs her book. She locks the door from the outside. How does that work? I don't know. She takes this lantern and sets this little book on fire. And then this happens. This is like a little kindling. Like it would probably burn up and then just
Note the walls. Note the walls.
Yes. What did we say?
Have you watched any like Game of Thrones or whatever? People light letters on fire and then they put them on in like a bowl or like on the floor or something, and then it just burns up and then it dies.
Because that's how it works.
That's how fire works. But no, I will remind you, we are in a stone and metal structure and a little book. Well, yes. I mean, we know how fire works in this show, so I guess this is pretty consistent. But the whole place sets on fire. It's combustible stone. I guess that's a thing. And Osha is very calm for some reason. Also, that door is still intact. I mean, like, how did the fire get through? I don't know.
Yeah.
Who knows? But it went through the metal and it went through the stone and everything's on fire now. Because that's how
styrofoam walls
works. And she's like, I'm gonna get into this hacking stuff, and she's like totally calm. For whatever reason, there's this chute. I don't know what this is, a garbage chute. Who knows what this is? She gets in, and she just happens to get to a point where she's face to face with May across a broken bridge, and she's like, "What have you done?" Obviously, this is all May's fault. I mean, like. How did a Jedi Master kill himself over this?
Also, like, are they trying to go for some weird symmetry here with Obi-Wan and Anakin across from a bridge? Like,
maybe.
Nothing's
original, so I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, you can tell what original stuff there is. The stupid stuff is original.
Yeah, the lesbian space.
The power of one.
Right. The power
of two. The power
of
many.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was too on key. My bad.
Yeah. Oh, yep. There's all the dead witches.
How?
Oh, now actually, this is a great screen capture here. What do you see on those bodies? Do you see any lightsaber marks? I don't.
No.
Do you see any burn? Do you see any burn marks? Do you see any fire? No.
Do you see any debris falling on them?
Smoke.
How did the witches die?
Asphyxiation.
I mean, you know what? That'd be a good answer. But again, how the frick is that the Jedi's fault?
Yeah.
White guilt.
They pushed them. There.
Now, okay, you could say, okay, maybe the Jedi got framed for it. But again, why did the Jedi Master kill himself? And why is May blaming everybody for something she did.
Exactly.
Did she lose her memory?
Them when you were there.
You literally started the freaking stone fire.
Over your sister wanting to do something different. It's not even like the Jedi forced her and were taking her away from you. You were a selfish brat.
And the best part is, like, she does later in life, she does all the things, or like her motivation is kind of like justice for Osha. When she was literally going to kill Osha, she intended to burn her alive. It's yeah. Things aren't lining up. The thread is not straight. So yeah, everybody's dead somehow. I'm guessing Horny Lady survived though, and I'm guessing so did the Force's female. Yeah, look at that.
Wow.
Crazy. Learn something new.
So beautiful.
Osha gets saved by Soul. So clearly the Jedi were there in some capacity. We don't know how yet. It still has not been explained.
And they didn't die from asphyxiation or anything.
No, they have Force. The Force pushes it out, but not the thread. Only the Force. So she gets taken by the Jedi, and obviously we know how that goes. She gets trained, all that jazz. I forget what they're talking about. It really doesn't matter. And I think May gets away, and she's like, all evil now. So there's episode 3. Some of the highlights are the power of one, the power of two, the power of many. We got a banger song out of this episode. Probably
sure got another banger song because of the main actress who made a diss track.
True.
Right?
That's just true. Yeah, the diss track. Yeah, we got something great out of that too. Possibly the best Star Wars I've ever seen. Most likely.
I would agree.
Mm-hmm. And
it only gets better. Just wait.
Plot makes sense. Everything's pretty consistent with continuity. Yeah. So far we're doing really well. We got a solid 1 out of 10 on this show. So good. That's great. All right. Episode 4. Let me stop sharing really quick. Or you want to stop sharing my screen and then I'll share again. So obviously we got to get some answers. What happened with the stone fire? Okay. I am sharing my screen now. So let's hope we get some answers. We're back in present day. This is the flashback again. And by the way, at the end of the episode, we see current day Kalnaka. He's like breaking a blaster. It's like, oh, finally some cool Jedi. We got to see him fight, right? We get to see him fight, right? Come on. No.
The Padme meme.
We didn't have enough budget. $180 million. And we did not have enough budget for a Wookiee Jedi fighting. Okay. So let's get into the episode.
For that.
What'd you say?
There's never enough budget for a Jedi Wookiee.
Oh, no. This is episode 4, right? Yes. Okay. So it opens up with Kalnaka cooking grass. He's cooking grass.
He's a vegan. A Wookiee is a vegan.
He's a hippie.
I guess, it kind of fits. I guess he's a Jedi. Maybe he's like, sworn off of meat or whatever. But but he's
his attachment.
Yes.
Yeah.
Eating people was his attachment. So he's been forced to go vegan. So we see that. And that's it, guys. That's it. That's the end of Kalnaka. Then we go back to them. She's still training.
The greens killed him. That's why you don't become a vegan.
Vagar ate him.
Death by dragon fire.
Death by dragon fire. This chick, what is her name again? I don't even care.
Remember. Doesn't matter anymore.
It really doesn't matter anymore. But she, well, I guess we'll just say lesbian Padawan. Lesbian Padawan. Horny Girl Part 2.
Right.
She is training again for some reason, but don't worry. She'll be the best Jedi by the end of episode 5. Don't worry about it. We'll get to that next week probably. But so she's training, and we get our first white Jedi Master. Well, other than the guy who killed himself, but this guy, we don't know who he is. We don't ever hear from him again. But hey, he seems like a cool dude, maybe. But it doesn't matter. And then Osha comes on in, and she starts talking to lesbian Padawan. And she's acting like they've been friends for years when I mean, I don't know how much time has passed from episode 2 to episode 4, but I don't think there was enough time for them to really get to know each other. But they're all friendly now, and
a little too friendly.
A little too friendly. And you know what they do? They recap everything that's happened so far in the show for you, in case you didn't know.
Oh, that's good.
And
nice.
it's not like a situation where it's like, okay, get some backstory, history. When one character doesn't know the history, so the other character has to explain it, and we get like some information that we didn't have. Nope, these two characters were both there. They both experienced the same thing. We also experienced all the stuff, and we still got the recap. So that happens. Then she's like, if I'm ever on Coruscant, I'll hit you up, and we can go get some drinks.
Get some blue milk.
And talk about our funny soul stories. You know what I'm saying, sister? Yeah. And this is her face. Clearly, she's into this.
She wants her.
Oh, yeah. She's like, I'm kind of into a twin thing. Like, do you happen to have a twin? So before she leaves, she doesn't say goodbye to Soul, by the way, and I think we'll get to that in a second here. But we go back to May, and this is where continuity once again breaks. We get discount Asian Ezra Miller, and we got May, and they're on the planet that Kalnaka's on because she's got to go kill Kalnaka now. But she's
without a weapon.
Without a weapon. She chose the Wookiee to be the Jedi that she kills without a weapon. Smart. But yeah, so they're on this planet, and the continuity kind of breaks here because our other characters also end up on this planet and somehow end up in the same spot at the same exact time when they're on completely different sides of the galaxy. But whatever. I guess space travel works like fire in this universe, So I also love that they're like, they took things like cases off the ship to put into bags off the ship. Why did you not just fill the bags on the ship? The ship is right here, by the way. It is not out in space.
I'm betting they just took those they took trash cans and then just painted them. Like those ones with the foot pedals.
Oh, probably. Yeah. So yeah, that's just kind of weird. But anyway, so they're like talking and all that, and they're like, he's like, this is the moment where I'm like, this guy's Smilo Ren. or he could be Smilo Ren. Because he's acting like this clumsy little dork who doesn't know anything. And it's like, well, obviously this guy is
Darth Jar Jar.
Yeah, they're pulling a Jar Jar here. We know who you are. So they're talking. He's like, so how are you gonna kill? Like, what are you gonna do? Like, I heard like you have to kill this guy without a weapon, right? Like, how are you gonna do that? Not only is the dialogue terrible in this show, the line delivery is also awful in this show. And this scene kind of honestly encompasses that. The dialogue between these two specifically is awful.
I think he is probably the worst actor in this show, or one of the worst. He is horrible.
Could be. The kids are worse, probably, but
no, I think
Maybe.
her Oshime is the worst.
I mean, yeah, that could be, but also the freaking Leslie Headling's wife, the blonde, the bald one, she's pretty awful too.
All greeny.
They're all pretty bad though, honestly. It's like it's not much of a spectrum here. They're all on the low end here, so but yeah, so they have a pretty terrible conversation, and she's like, basically kind of goes from one extreme to the other extreme, which doesn't make much sense. I don't know if that happens right away.
Cool.
All right, guys, we get to our favorite character.
Character of the week.
Our character who, by the way, is negative 40 years old at this point in the Star Wars timeline. And yet he's a middle-aged man. So this is Ki-Adi-Mundi, who you'll recognize from the prequels, and he says, the Sith have been gone for a millennia, or haven't been seen in a millennia. Unless he's lying in that scene to Yoda and Mace Windu and all the other council members, or he could be lying, or he could just be an idiot, or he just like, I mean, I'm gonna err on the side of he's just an idiot, because in this they just kind of refuse to refuse to acknowledge that there are Sith that exist. They're acting like this like person that's killing all these Jedi must be a rogue Jedi or something. Oh, maybe it's a Sith. I don't know. Like, maybe we should investigate that. You know, it could be. You know, we don't know. It's not a Sith. But he's just kind of stupid. But yes, again, he wasn't even born yet at this point in time. It was 40 years before he's even born. And not only that, his race only lives to like 60 to 70 years. So the dude's not going to live very long. So even if he was alive at this point, he would be dead by the time of the prequels. So
he doesn't live long anyway. So,
well, true. But it was funny. They literally changed the Wikipedia while this episode was, or like right after this episode aired. So, yeah, they're changing Star Wars canon now too. Which I guess you got to change like how long he lives on. I don't know. Whatever. Crap. So they couldn't have Master Yoda, obviously, but at this point, I don't really want Master Yoda. Don't ruin him too. We'll just keep Ki-Adi-Mundi in here. So yeah, we get a little our little member Barry. And they're talking about, I just love their little like holograms too. Here's why this lady is evil. She's not on the Jedi Council, but she's a high-ranking Jedi Master, and she decides that it's best not to bring anything up to the Jedi Council. Let's just figure this out ourselves. She's been doing this the entire show so far, which makes me kind of think that she is actually a Sith.
She might be. Is that President Snow in the background?
Yeah, right.
Yes.
And like, what's the whole purpose in not telling the Jedi Council? Like, that makes no sense. Why would you not tell the Jedi Council?
I know.
I sense a plot to destroy the Jedi.
Yeah, it really doesn't make any sense at all. Either it's really terrible writing, which is very plausible, or she's actually evil. So I don't know. We'll find out, maybe. So she's like, we can't tell this to the Jedi Council, and all the men in the room are like, yes, mistress, yes. And she's like, Soul, I need, like, basically need to send Soul on a mission, another mission again. Why didn't we just figure this all out at once? We have to keep coming back to Coruscant, and they have to keep showing the name Coruscant like we don't already know what Coruscant is.
Yeah.
But we keep coming back to Coruscant over. It's like, damn, gas must be expensive in the galaxy. Like you were wasting a lot of space gas here. Coming back and basically coming to the same conclusion every single time. And Soul's like, okay, we're gonna go do this, and I'm bringing Osha with me. The whole gang's coming. We're all gonna go out and find May before she kills Naka. And they catch up. They do catch up. They're just really slow walkers. They can come across the galaxy and beat them. So they're trying to find it. He's being all clumsy. Yeah, right. And she starts getting like sus about like what he truly knows about Smiler Ren, and like, did he tell you that? And he's like, no, I don't know anything. Trying to act like he's stupid. But she's totally. Oh, I mean, yeah. So yeah, at this point, Osha's leaving. Soul's like, come on, let's go. Why are you leaving without saying goodbye to me? And she's like, I don't like you, but I'll go. And she still has her blaster, and they're going. Yord's coming along too. They're all wearing gloves for some reason. We don't know why.
Germophobic.
It's something. They got their poop stained Jedi robes. Yeah. And then we got this guy, our new favorite character in Star Wars. Basil, something like that. This little guy screams when he talks. He doesn't talk, he screams, and it gets really old really fast. That's pretty good impression, actually. You can kind of hear it just by looking at this image. So this guy is their tracker, and basically he can sniff something and he'll go find the thing for you. And so
he's a space dog.
Here's where once again the plot is stupid. It doesn't remember that the Jedi can sense things. They can sense where another Jedi master is. They don't need a tracker to find him. And they can call out to each other. First of all, why is Kilnaka off on this planet? Who knows? We'll never know, actually. But he could probably be like, oh, yeah, guys, I'm over here. Come on over. No, they have to use a tracker. So this little annoying guy is coming with.
Yeah, and then I feel like they would know where Kilnaka is because he's a Jedi. Like,
right. Yeah.
Obviously, how did Luke find Yoda?
Exactly. He didn't have a tracker.
Right.
Can you imagine if he had Basil with him? Yoda comes up behind him. Now we get our first pronoun drops. She's like, is he or they with us? No, a normal thing would be like, are they with us, or is he or she with us? Or yeah. No, not he or they. It's so specific. It's like it's blatantly in your face. But she doesn't correct her. That would have been like the cherry on top if she's like, how dare you misgender him. So she's like, yeah, that's our tracker, blah blah blah. It's just a very unnecessary line that they had to throw in there. And then they get to the is this Kashyyyk technically? I don't even know. Is this Kashyyyk?
I didn't think it was, but who knows?
It kind of looks like Kashyyyk. But they land, they get out.
Oh, they didn't tell us. They would have told us in big words.
Remember? I'm sure they would have done that. Yeah. He's like, why you still got that tracker or that
blaster?
That blaster which doesn't make sense because she's clearly not a criminal. Like we've cleared her. So why, like, Soul, like everybody's trust, they brought her on this trip. Why are you acting like that? And it's not like it's like a beat that they bring up again, you know. It's like, why do you hate me so much? Because I don't trust. No, they don't get into any of that. It's just a random little outburst here about that. So it doesn't really fit in. Soul's doing his soul thing. He's trying to figure out what everyone's saying.
Yeah.
And they're still arguing, and then Basil knows where he's going, so they're gonna follow Basil. And then while they're following Basil, OSHA's like, look, now, okay, at the end of, what was it, episode 2, she shot May, and it pretty much looked like she hesitated, obviously, but it was, I think she intentionally missed because she wanted her sister to go, right? But here, she's confirming that she just missed. Like, oh, I missed this last time, and like I want a better, I need to get a better shot again. She could be lying, obviously, but like the way she delivers the line, it's like it's basically saying I missed. Now, okay, sure, she could have missed, but I don't know. But she's asking him
sloppy
to be
at best.
It's very sloppy. And she's basically asking your Yard, whatever his name is, to do what she can't do, if she freezes in the moment. So he's like, okay, I guess so. I don't trust you, but all right. And so they get into so we're going back to May. They're still walking. They've been walking this whole time. And yeah, they're whatever. They're doing their thing. There's these creepy bugs.
I felt like we were on Skull Island or something here at this part.
They had to do the stereotypical, like, oh, you disrupt the bug, and so the bug is gonna try to eat you. Like, why would you freaking touch the bug? It's so what's the word I'm looking for? It writes itself, it's bad. It's just so predictable. Basil's walking, and it's like, obviously this is some weird thing. Don't touch it. Maybe you shouldn't touch it. But she touches it, and it does the classic. Does the classic, the thing creepily walks away, and she like turns right at the moment it's gone. Classic. Why not just be like, what was that? Like right away, maybe look back instead of be like, what? It's just stupid. It's stupid. And so the thing gets away, and she sees it flapping, and she doesn't say anything at first. She doesn't get out her stun gun. She finally is like, Soul. And he's like, I got this. Super cheesy. But he slaughters the thing, and none of the other bugs wake up.
Yeah,
but don't worry, they will. We get another lesbian moment here. It looked like they're gonna kiss. Then we go back to May. And basically she starts acting a little different, and she somehow sets up a trap in a minute. This elaborate trap. And somehow in front of our boy Smilo Ren, soon to be Smilo Ren, and she's like, I'm no longer, I don't need to be the acolyte anymore. Now that I know OSHA's alive, I'm gonna go to her, and then I'm gonna tell the Jedi what really happened. Like, she has some information that they don't already know.
Like she wasn't the one that burned down the stone and rock.
Yeah, or the one who freaking killed the Jedis. Like, obviously she's got to pay for her crime. They're not going to listen to you. I mean, maybe they're pretty stupid, so maybe they will. I don't know.
Right.
But yeah, so she's just like really acting strange. Smilo Ren's up in his thing. They're like, all right, we found that was conversation. Yeah, look at that. Look at that face. That's acting, ladies and gentlemen. So he's hanging. She leaves. And then we get to
Osha.
This little guy finds May, I believe it was, right?
Someone screams.
Someone screams. The little guy screams. They're all alerted. She finds, or no, I think it was Smilo Ren. But she goes to Kelnaka, and it's like, okay, you just decided that you're switching sides and you're going to basically turn yourself in. But then you find yourself upon Kelnaka, and then you suddenly decide, all right, well, I guess I could kill him quick before I turn myself in, right? That you might as well finish where I started. But too late. In a matter of a minute, Smilo Ren got all his gear on, popped down over here, and killed
a Jedi Master.
A Jedi Master who happens to be a Wookiee.
Also, so my mic wasn't working earlier when y'all brought this up, but of course they didn't have the budget for this. They needed to book the recording studio for their Power of One banger of a song, and that's where all the budget money went.
Right.
Classic.
Yeah, right.
Yep. Classic. So yeah, there goes our Jedi Wookiee fight. Not happening. Something could happen, I guess, in the flashback episode, but not here.
Out.
Maybe he's just sleeping.
Yeah, with a
giant gash across his chest.
He was
classic Wookiee things.
He put some jam on his grass, and he just some of it spilled on his chest.
Like, ooh, I'll make it look like I already got killed. I'll play dead.
Yeah, that's maybe smart. But then of course the Jedi show up at the right time or the wrong time, whatever way you look at it, and she's like, "Well, shoot, what do I do? Maybe turn yourself in like you said you would. The Jedi are not going to kill you, obviously." And once again, the Jedi forget that they can sense things, that they can feel strong force presences or even weak force presence. And they're all just stupidly looking forward, except for Sol. He's a little better than everybody else. Look at this little
classic Japanese.
Korean, actually, but close enough. He looks around, and Osha looks around. Well, we get this little floaty, little Mary Poppins moment. Smilo Ren's just floating to the ground. Apparently, he can fly. That's a new force power. I guess he learned it from, or I guess Leia learned it from him, probably. But he
Leia
comes
Sith
flying
firm.
down. Yeah. And they all just stupidly turn around, and May's like, "Oh no, it's my master." And she does nothing. She lets him literally walk right up to her face, and he ignites his lightsaber, and she doesn't even flinch. Yeah, and then he goes like he's conducting something. Like, so stupid. And she flies to the side.
He looks like a medical droid, or what's one of those droids from the original?
It could be. It could be one of their heads. That's why Smilo Ren, though, he's smiling all the time.
That's why I'm always smiling.
That's why I'm always smiling. She's dumb. She's really stupid. If this doesn't sum it up for you there. And she, I guess the episode's over there. He basically blasts all the Jedi away, and pushes her aside, and that's the end of episode 4. Probably episode 4 and 5 could have been one episode. You could have made it a little longer, and it would have been one episode. But instead, we had to wait a week for this. So there you go. There's Smilo Ren. So at this point, we still have no answers. We don't know why the Jedi killed himself. We don't know why May went full psycho and is killing Jedis. And we do know what Smiler Ren's motivation is, but it's really, really stupid.
Wait,
so-
what is it? What is his motivation? I apparently missed that. What's his motivation for hating the Jedi?
Oh, he just wants to use his power, and the Jedi don't want him to use his power, so he hates the Jedi.
Was he ever a Padawan?
We don't know. We don't know that yet. We just know that he likes using his dark side powers.
And he's got red lightsabers.
He got a red lightsaber. It's red.
It's red.
Dark thread powers.
Yeah.
Yeah, dark thread powers. The next episode, he literally is like, she's like, who are you? He's like, some would call me a Sith.
He said the line.
He said the line.
Oh gosh.
It's like, okay. Probably could have guessed that. But yeah, what are your speculations?
Garbage. Hate it.
Wait, I want to hear what you guys think happens next episode.
The Padawan is secretly a badass who's better than everybody else, but Soul. Oh wait, spoilers.
Not quite.
Well, not as good as Soul, but she can dual wield the lightsabers.
Yep.
And she does outlast a lot of Jedi Masters in a fight with Smiler Ren. So
But not good enough.
But not quite good enough. Better than Yord.
Yep.
I was honestly surprised they killed him.
Because he's black? Wow. Racist.
Well, they were too embarrassed about the Anakin destroying the Death Star thing, so
we
gotta shut this guy up for good.
Yeah.
The best part about this show is that you really don't need to come up with any criticisms. It's all right there. It's out. You just need to explain what happens in this show, and that's the criticism. It is so poorly written. Characters are awful. The writing is awful. The canon is non-existent. The dialogue is probably the worst part of it.
You know what we didn't talk about earlier, speaking of shows that nobody asked for, is they released the first still image from Agatha All Along this week in Entertainment Magazine, because everybody was really interested in that show.
Oh yeah, totally. And you know who's in that image? A bunch of women.
Agatha.
Yep. I mean, they are witches.
They should change it to it was dog shit all along.
There you go.
It is kind of funny. They're probably gonna go a similar route, like the witch, like slowly, like making you like the bad guys more than the good guys, and all these things. I mean, that's what they did with Loki. You can like Loki, but he should be a villain still.
All right.
But yeah,
Thanos was right.
At this point, Smiler Ren is probably the best character in the show, sadly.
Well, I perused Twitter a little bit today. Apparently, there's a scene that should have been in House of the Dragon rather than a Disney Plus show. I'll just put it at that. Nothing super explicit, but you're like, what are you doing? This is a show for kids, Disney, and it involves Smiler Ren and a pond and swimming. So I'll just leave it at that.
Wait, tonight's episode?
Yeah,
that's something to look forward to.
Nerdrotic was tweeting about it.
Yeah.
I can't wait.
No, it's frustrating that like these producers think that they need to like subvert expectations and make the bad guys the good guys. It's like there is a reason good versus evil has been a staple of storytelling for hundreds of years.
Or try for all of creation.
Yeah. I mean, yes, I'm talking true life, but for fiction purposes, yeah.
I mean, the Bible is a story.
True. Yeah, you're right. Yep. No.
Yeah,
Right.
it's supposed to make you feel good when the good guys win. You know.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, and the fact that Leslie Headling said that she would be a Sith in real life.
Right. And like,
That was
what are they
everything
even? What are you even trying to do? It's like very clearly in Star Wars canon, it states that the universe is most peaceful when the Jedi Order and the Senate are in control.
Right.
And there is massive uprising when the bad guys take over and set up a dictatorship.
Right. That is the whole point.
And then you're trying to paint the Jedi and the patriarchy as the bad guys, but the universe is prosperous and peaceful when they're in charge. What are you trying to say here? Like,
not only that, too, like if you want a story where the Jedi screw up, we already got that in the prequels. Right. We don't need another version of that.
100%. Yeah.
It already happened. And it was done
up,
much
and then
better.
there was redemption.
Well, until the sequels came out.
Until the sequels.
And then a woman had to come and save it.
I mean, that's the thing. Anakin is getting screwed on both ends of this universe.
Yep.
He's no longer the chosen one, and he's no longer special. Like, poor Anakin.
Gosh.
But yeah, speaking of things that should be in Game of Thrones, we saw our very first raging boner in Game of Thrones in this last episode.
Oh, with Aemon's younger brother, the one-eyed guy.
No, Aemond. Aemond. We did see his dick too, actually, in this episode. But no, there was another guy who just had a huge cock, and it was being sucked.
What the heck?
Yep. So that happened. But yeah, Aemond he like gets up and he's just strutting away, and it's like it's right there.
I saw that scene on Twitter. I was like, that's gonna come back to bite Aegon in the butt.
Hopefully not.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, I mean, that's kind of the whole point of it. It's like he was bullied when he was younger by Aegon and other people, but he doesn't have to put up with that anymore, you know?
Yeah.
And you can kind of see that realization in his head. At first, he's embarrassed, but then he's like, you know what? Screw it. What am I doing? Like, I'm better than you guys. You might be the king. You can do whatever you want, but I have freaking Vagar.
So,
yeah.
Yeah.
I am the meme lord of
I am better than all of you. So that's why he struts off. He's like, whatever. See me in my glory. I am better than you. So
yeah, I feel like
kinda,
him and Daemon would get
it's a weird moment.
In a different universe.
Oh yeah, it's a weird moment, but it's also kind of a badass moment. It's like, all right, yeah, Daemon's pretty cool.
Yep.
But yeah,
not really, because I still am mad at him for killing Luke.
Well, he's a cool villain. He's a cool villain. Where Daemon is a cool hero who also does really bad things, and
he's an anti-hero. Daemon's an anti-hero.
I can't wait to see what more of things my prince will do tonight.
Have y'all seen that back and forth on Twitter? It's a picture of Daemon and Rhaenyra holding hands, like Rhaenyra sitting on the throne and Daemon standing next to her holding her hand, and they're like looking off. And someone's like, "Oh my gosh, they look so cute together." And someone's like, they're actually aunt and uncle.
Did we forget that they're aunt and
well, yeah, she's like, they look so cute together. And someone's like, well, they're actually aunt and uncle. And she was like, oh, okay. I would the way they were holding hands and just their body language, I would have thought that they're like together or something. And they're like, well, I have a story to tell you?
The memes for the show are hilarious. It's like, you know, the meme where it's like your crush, the guy that they're with, you know, blah, 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 and then you, and it was like it was the Game of House of Dragon version, and they kept throwing Daemon's daughter, and what's the son's name? Rhaenyra's son. Not Lucerys.
No, Lucerys, but
the older brother.
Jaehaerys.
And it was Jaehaerys kept pop, and it was ended with him. It was funny because it was like your uncle, your great uncle, your grandfather, grandsire, your it was just like so many different family roles
because there's so much inbreeding. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It was your cousin and also your half
sister,
something like that. But it was whack. It was funny. Yeah, that's how the Targaryens work.
George R. Martin, the mind of filth.
I mean, I respect. Like it's wacky and messed up, but I kind of respect like his storytelling because it's like it's very realistic. It's not. It's fantasy, but like realistic fantasy.
Well,
like,
and you want to talk inbreeding still happens today. Like I don't know how much you know about the Rothschilds, but like they're one of the most powerful and influential families in the entire world that nobody knows anything about, and they inbreed. Like you can see evidence
where
when
are they
they
from?
do show up in public. Like they have the markers of inbreeding in all of them. So they're just keeping the power in the family. It's disgusting.
Where is that from? Or where are they from?
I think they're from the US. Maybe Britain.
Oh. Interesting. Britain would make sense.
Weird.
That's the one thing about the Game of Thrones. Like the Targaryens should all look freaking whack.
Right, and they're all beautiful.
They're all gorgeous.
Yeah.
No, but I mean, they're the one family that it makes sense for because they're dragon blood.
Yes.
Like I feel like you could write that the dragon blood keeps the line pure,
cleanses
from
the
everything.
impurities of.
Yeah. Whereas like the Lannisters, they should be.
They're Jewish, so let me tread carefully there.
Oh gosh.
Oh, they are?
Yeah, wealthy Ashken.
Oh, I thought you meant the Lannisters. I was like,
no,
what?
No, the Rothschilds.
Why they're so rich.
Yeah.
Tread carefully.
They're always
banking
Jewish.
family originally from Germany.
Oh, the Germany part makes sense then. Yeah.
Yep.
The pure race.
German Jews.
And then they established business in London, Paris, Frankfurt, Vienna, and Naples, and they were elevated to the noble rank in the Holy Roman Empire and United Kingdom.
Wow.
Yeah, they're insanely wealthy.
Crazy. But yeah. I'm very excited to talk about House of Dragon though, so we'll get there eventually. But Damon, yeah. Pretty cool stuff's happening. But anyways, yeah, that's Hack-olyte. We're almost caught up. I think by next week we'll probably basically be caught up. But yeah, it's not making much sense right now, nor will it ever.
What is this, an 8-episode series?
Yes. We have 3 more episodes, including tonight's episode that comes out. So, but yeah.
Lovely.
So, anyways,
well, everybody, keep your fingers through the week. I want everybody showing up with 5 or 10 fingers and 10 toes next week.
Yeah.
Well, I guess y'all don't have to worry about it because you live in the communist hellhole that is Illinois.
True.
So.
I have ways of getting contraband.
I have ways of blowing my fingers off.
Yeah. Trust me. Trust me.
We're
also, not that far from Wisconsin or Indiana.
The Batman Cape Crusader trailer came out. It doesn't look terrible, but I am worried because J.J. Abrams is a producer on it. So,
oh gosh, more explosions.
But it doesn't look terrible from the trailer alone. So go check that out. And Amazon Prime, we got some new Empire magazine. They're like, "Are you excited?" And everyone's like, "No." So that's coming out in August, I think. August, September. So cannot wait for that. It's gonna be so exciting. But yeah, in the meantime,
Lord of the Rings. You didn't say Rings of Power.
Oh, not Lord of the Rings.
It's called Rings of Power. It's not called Lord of the Rings.
You didn't say. You said Amazon Prime and Empire. Is what I heard. Maybe you said Rings of Power.
I think
what Empire? Why is Empire catching a stray over here? Not that I watched it, but
no, that's the magazine.
Yeah, got it.
Yeah. Yeah. So in the meantime, I might stream some more Elden Ring tomorrow night. But other than that, happy Independence Day to everybody, and go have some fun, enjoy your freedom, and
while it lasts.
And don't drink Budweiser or Bud Light.
That's right. And
PBR or Shiner are acceptable.
There you go. Coors is fine.
Yeah.
Coors is also fine. Coors
Just
is fine.
tastes like piss, but it's
Yes.
It's a little better. It's like elevated piss, you know. But yeah, Blue and I will be watching what's it called? Oh my gosh, The Patriot. Jeez Louise.
Oh, there you go.
So Nick, if you would like to join us, you can.
Have you gotten Gracie to watch it yet?
Yes, she actually liked it. She didn't like how violent it was, but she did like it. She thought it was good.
That's what makes it so great. It's like the raw, like it shows
warfare.
you
yeah,
what we went through.
Terrors of war and what the sacrifices and
the night is dark and full of terrors.
Winter is coming. By the way, we got that line at the beginning of House of Dragons.
They dropped it there, yeah.
It was so good. What is his name? Kragan Stark. So cool. Yeah. He's so cool.
I love that. I love that narrative. It just brought me back to Game of Thrones. Oh,
yeah,
it's awesome.
Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, it's so good. I really want to rewatch it, but I know I shouldn't.
End in disappointment.
Yeah. Hopefully one day they realize that people just want them to remake season 7 and 8.
Season. Yeah.
Even season 7, I would say.
Yeah. That's where it really started to go off the rails.
But probably will never happen. So just like the books, George. You'll never read the books. But yeah. So happy 4th, and we'll catch you guys next time.
That's right.
Peace.
Peace.